Clicking that shiny Buy Now button triggers an immediate invisible reaction inside your brain. A psychological hijack takes over, bypassing your logical intentions. Most people look for threats to their net worth in external places, like stock market crashes, high taxes, or runaway inflation. But years spent in the commercial banking sector analyzing the accounts of thousands of people revealed a different reality. High-income earners making six-figure salaries often struggle to build any real investment portfolio because of a specific behavioral flaw. They are struggling with the transaction itch, a deep psychological urge that operates entirely outside of the rational mind. While inflation erodes purchasing power by a few percentage points a year, this habit can deplete a month's entire surplus in a single afternoon. This makes the itch the more immediate and aggressive threat to your wealth. To stop leaking cash, you have to build a psychological firewall between your sudden emotional impulses and your wallet, reclaiming that capital to fund assets that actually generate yield. Every time you scroll through an online store or see a new gadget on social media, your brain receives a massive hit of dopamine. Dopamine is frequently misunderstood. It is the chemical of anticipation, the thrill of the chase, rather than the chemical of satisfaction. During this surge, your brain acts like a runaway train. Your impulses are flooring the gas pedal, while logic is locked out. Retailers spend billions to exploit this exact vulnerability. One-click checkouts and countdown timers are designed to make the transaction instant, ensuring you pay before your rational brain can intervene. Banking data shows a clear pattern. Total account balances plummeting not from one big purchase, but from a constant stream of microtransactions. Financial regret is typically the result of these 1,000 cuts, non-essential purchases that satisfy a momentary craving but leave the bank account empty by the end of the month. You can block this exploit by applying the 48-hour cash rule. Every non-essential acquisition requires a mandatory 48-hour cooling-off period. This rule acts like a high-security speed bump on a highway. It forces you to slam on the brakes, slow down, and reassess the situation. Biology dictates the specific time frame. Within 48 hours, the intense chemical excitement of the dopamine loop naturally fades, returning to a neutral baseline. As the loop resets, your rational logic takes over. You begin to look at the item with clear, unbiased eyes. This delay shifts your perspective from an emotional need to a logical evaluation of whether you actually want the item at all. To make this rule effective, you need a practical workflow that automates the delay. Immediate checkouts are now banned. Instead, you use a digital holding zone, adding items to a wish list, a notes folder, or leaving them in the cart. In a physical store, the rule is the same. You take a photo of the item, note the price, and walk directly out of the building. The holding zone creates a point of friction that physically and digitally separates the emotional surge from the actual transaction. During these 48 hours, you follow a blackout rule. No reading reviews, no looking at photos, and no obsessing over the purchase. This friction is highly effective. In more than 70% of cases, the urgency evaporates so completely that the item is forgotten before the clock runs out. By letting that artificial urgency fade in the holding zone, you successfully keep your capital intact. The final phase involves taking that defended capital and using it to alter your long-term wealth trajectory. When you reach the end of a 48-hour window and decide not to buy, instantly transfer that exact amount into a high-yield asset, like an index fund or a dividend stock. Every dollar spent on a useless consumer good is a worker permanently fired from your factory. They're gone forever, never coming back. But dollars redirected into assets become permanent workers, staying in your system, compounding and multiplying while you sleep. Adding a 2-day delay to your purchases transforms a lifestyle of mindless consumption into a machine that generates consistent wealth. Mastering your internal brain chemistry allows you to outsmart retail systems without relying on extreme deprivation or a restrictive lifestyle. You can operationalize this by implementing the 48-hour rule, using the digital holding zone, and redirecting every saved impulse into compounding assets. All of these proactive steps act as a shield, protecting your hard-earned capital from the quiet erosion of microtransactions. Playing the long game ensures your net worth moves steadily in one direction, straight up. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.